Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be discussing yet another topic in TIBCO Spotify, so which is a data visualization tool and it's widely used in the industry. In any kind of data, you can use it, different domains, anywhere, wherever you are working, you can utilize this. It's more advanced than any other technology available and any other data visualization tool. It is more advanced than that. So today what we'll be looking at is a document property controls. So we will be working on property controls today. So we will see that how property controls will be useful to us and how that can be used in our day-to-day activities in our dashboards. So for that we have just loaded the data, which is just an orders file. This is the sample superstore data. I hope you must be familiar with this. So what we'll be doing, we'll be creating a chart. Let's say I'll just switch this visualization to, I'll say, bar chart. And when I have just switched this visualization to and in a different chart, and I'm just going to load this something let's say sales column here, and here I have some other column, let's say. And other than this, I hope you're aware that I can drag and drop the columns, the filters, whichever I want. So since I am managing my filters manually, because of that, what will happen, I have to create the filters from my data panel. So let's say I want to create for region, just suppose. So I'll say right click and say create filter. Well, now once this is done, it will be available in this. So it's a good habit of creating filters manually. So I'll just use it here. So now we have this. So here we have sales by region, and that's all from my side. So here okay, let's say now I have shared this dashboard with the user. Now what will happen, the user will be able to see only sales by region analysis, sales by region values and all. Let's say I'll just put some labels and everything, all those stuff. Here you see, then I can just use formatting to change the numbers to use short number format, decimal places I'll use to, and so on. Okay, so I have used this thing. Now I have shared this analysis with my users and they are okay with that. But then they come back to me and then they say, okay, I'm doing this analysis by sales by region. Can I change sales to profit or region to some other let's say some other column called state, or some other column called, let's say, category or something? You know that if it is in view mode, users can't do that. Obviously I'll show you here. So if I'm in the view mode, this is the view mode, and this is how the users will look see and do their analysis on the dashboard. So they will not be able to change anything. So this we already know. So how do we allow users to change x-axis or y-axis so that they can change their columns as per the requirement, and then they can do multiple combination analysis in the same chart. So I'll be allowing my users to select multiple columns on x-axis and y-axis so that they can do multiple combinations. So here you see, sales by region, sales by category, sales by state, or region by profit, profit by category, and so on. There are multiple things. So for that we'll be using property controls. So what kind of property controls? We have drop down, list box, multiple lines list box, we have slider, input field, and we have labels. So these are different, I believe 6 kind of property controls are there which you can use it. So for that, what you have to do, we have to create a text area. So text area, Control T is a short key, or you can just click Control T, and which is a short key for this, and you will get a text area. Or you can just go to here in the visualization and you just say text area. Control T is a short key. So if you see Control 0, here you have Control 2, and so on. For every visualization you have some kind of short keys which you can use. So I'll just say Control T and I got a text area. I want to keep it on the top so that it will be easy for me to create everything and show you here. So here the text area is created. So I'll just say right click, edit text area, or I'll just use this option here. So this one here. So edit text area, it's your choice. Text area is the place where we can do lot of things like HTML, JavaScript, everything we can do here. So this is the very useful and very advanced place where we can do all kind of scripting. So here you see the HTML. If I say HTML, I can do this JavaScripts and all that stuff here, advanced stuff here, customizations and all that. So if I click on edit text area, I'll be in the edit mode of the text area only. Here script option is not there, but you can go reach to that place also from here. We can see the all those things in videos. So here what I have to do here is like property control. So the second last option here, what you see, this is the property control. So insert property controls. So these are different kind of property control. There are 7: label, input field, multiple lines, drop down list, list for multi-select, and slider. Next is dynamic items. Here you have 4 items: sparkline, calculate values, icons, and bullet graphs. All these 4 items you will see in the graphical table also. So, but for today we will be discussing about property controls. Property controls allows us to have the functionality where we can put some columns, some values, so that those can be directly referenced into some calculations and into some access. So here, let's say first I will do option for a user where the user can select the x-axis. So what I'll do, I'll just say select. Okay, I'll say axis, select x-axis. Just assume these things. Okay, so what we are doing, we are allowing user to change x-axis. So for that I have given some text, so that, and you can modify this text as per your requirement, color, fonts, and everything. You can change it here. So for now this is fine. I'll change it to, let's say, bold. Okay, so select x-axis. Then I'll go to my property controls and I'll create a drop down list. So I'll start with drop down list. So let's say new. So here we have to give some name. Let's say I'll say x-axis selector. I'll just give this thing. So x-axis selector. Okay, or you can just give, let's say, bar x-axis selector. Make sure there is no spaces or special characters. So remember that those things are not there. And it should start always with alphabet. It cannot start with any number. It can have alphanumeric values, but it should be starting with alphabets only. No spaces, okay, and no special characters. So that's okay. For now I can keep it as empty. Say okay. So I have created a property. I have created a document property, so which is called as bar x-axis selector. So now what I have to do, I have to allow users to select the columns: region, state, category, subcategory, and so on. So in this case I have to choose the right option. So column selection, unique values in a column, expressions, fixed value, and numerical range. So I'll select column selection. Then in this, like, you don't have to select all the columns. I have to give some options. User might give it to you as per the requirement document. It might be given that show these options to the users. Okay, accordingly you can create, or you can have according to your requirement, and then it can be modified later. Again, remember. So I'll create a new property, that is again a column property. So I'll say here x-axis. Okay, x-axis, and it will be boolean. And remember, it will be always true. It should be always true. Otherwise, the property control will not work. So x-axis boolean true. Say okay. Now I'm seeing all the columns which I don't need. So I'll remove all the columns and I'll select only those columns which are really required. So like region, like state, let's say city, category, subcategory, customer segment, let's say ship mode. So I have given these many options here, around 7 columns. Okay, so that's all from my side. Say okay. That's all. Say okay. And once you can see all the 7 columns here, and just say okay. So you will see a property control created here. It's not showing up here. It means like you have to click on save and it will show up here. Okay, so once this is done, you can go ahead for creating the next one. So say select y-axis. Same way, just give some text, and you are aware that like you have to modify it as per your requirement, the color and all that you can do. If you want to fill some color in this text area itself, you can use this background color and just it can fill up like this. It will look better. Or you can use the themes also. It's your choice. You can use custom themes. So select y-axis, and now again I have to create an option so that users can change the y-axis. So I'll just create a drop down. Again, I can create drop down list box and all, but I am creating a drop down for now. Again, I'll say bar y-axis selector. Okay, again I'll give strings and that's okay for now. Say okay. And again this will be column selection. Yes, again I'll say select columns. Here again you have to create a new property, so say y-axis, give it as true as we did earlier, and say remove all. And here you have to use profit, or you can use sales, you can use expenses or something, like if you have those kind of columns, or any column whichever you have. Okay, so here you have order ID and all the shipping cost. Let's say shipping cost. I'm taking 3 columns for now. Say okay. Okay, we got 3 columns. Say okay. Okay, so saved. Now we have saved this. Now we have 2 drop downs where users can change the x-axis and y-axis. Now let me just change it to product category or something, let's say profit. But my bar chart is not reflecting those changes because these property controls are not linked with your axis till now. So what I'll do, I'll just right click on my x-axis. I'll say set from property. I'll select bar x-axis selector, which is a property which I created, a property control which I created for x-axis. Say okay, select that and say okay. For now, if you can see that it is showing me product category, and that option to change the columns or anything, that is all gone. The plus icon, the option to change like this, it's all gone. Now this x-axis will be controlled by this particular drop down list only. Same way you have to do it for y-axis. Say custom expression, or you can do it from custom expression, it's your choice. I'll show you both. Say set from property and select bar x-axis. So here you are. If you see, you're showing profit by product category. Okay, I'll change it to subcategory. You will see subcategory. You will see region by profit by region. It's your choice completely. Now you have all those choice in front of you, in your hand as a user. I'm talking about as a user, you can change anything as per your requirement. It's all your choice. Now you can do multiple combinations here, multiple analysis in the same chart. And not only this, you can have like multiple charts. It's your choice. And let's say I'll have a duplicate, and this I'll change it to, let's say, pie chart, and this is profit. I'll change it to set from property y-axis, which is this one. Okay, so here now you see that this is by profit. The segmentation is by profit. I'll bring up the legends for color, legends, and say color by, show color by. So here it is ship mode. I'll change it to, again, it is a linked one. It's not a linked one. I'll link it to my x-axis. Say set from property, and I'll link it with my x-axis. Now if you see here, this is ship mode by profit. So ship mode by profit, their percentage. And if I can bring up the labels, so sector value, sector category, just to show you outside pie. So that's way. So here you see that. Okay, now I'll change it to customer segment. Here it will show me the customer segment. Here we are not showing the percentages and all that. This pie chart shows me that how much is the percentage for every category or segment, and how much is the total sales or profit, whatever I have chosen. I want to see sales contribution. So here, if you see here, corporate is getting me the highest sales, okay, which is like almost 38%. This is like for profit, just for profit. Okay, now let me see that which one is giving me the highest sales. Okay, so here again we can see that corporate is giving us the highest sales. Okay, so this is again a way of doing analysis where you can use these like property controls in multiple options, multiple places. Okay, it's the different scenarios where you can use it. Now people might say that, okay, this is allowing me to select only one selection. What if I want to have multiple selections? So for that, what you have to do, you have to use multi-select list box. So for now, I'm not creating a new one. I'm just going to change this x-axis one to list box. Okay, so here you see drop down. I'll say list box. So here, if you use the list box, you will be able to select one. If you select multiple list box, you will be able to select multiple. So I'll say am list. Okay, am list box for now. You can give clear names. Say string. Say okay. And same way, select columns. I will use x-axis ones, only those columns. Say okay, and here you are. So here you got a multi-select list box, and obviously this will be taking a lot of space space in your visualization in the text area. So you have to make sure that it looks like nice. Maybe in this kind of scenario you should keep them as horizontal one, the text area in the vertical one instead of horizontal. Okay, so you have to keep it that way. So we are still short of some space, and here you are. So now you can see it clearly. So here, like in this case, what will happen, again I have to link it with my bar chart, since it was a new property. So I have to link it with my bar chart. So say, let's say set form property, amlist box, say okay, and here you are. So right now ship mode is selected, so only ship mode is there. I want to see product category and subcategory both. Here you see, so I just use product category and subcategory selected both together, and then you see that I got a hierarchy because this is hierarchical data. So product category will be my first, then this, and here you are. So this way you can select multiple columns and all. Let's say I want to see region and state together. Okay, region and state, here you are. So region and state are showing up here. You want to see city also, just use control, select city, and here you are. And then you can apply the filters and all that stuff, so that you can get it clear. I don't want to have city, I want to have product category, and here you are. So it is again a way, central, which is a region, then you have states, then you have category, sub product category, and so on. So this way you can select multiple columns, multiple selections into your x-axis. Mainly we do this thing for x-axis, not for y-axis. Users will be able to play around with y-axis as before, profit, shipping cost, and sales. So this is how like these property controls will be useful. I've just showed you one drop down, one multiple select list box. There are few more here, so which I'll cover in the next session. In that we'll be seeing all these things. So how input field will be used, how we can use drop down for on demand, and so on. So a lot of important things are going to come in coming sessions. And so that's all from my side for today. Hope you have learned something new. This is very important, very useful, which will be used in your day-to-day dashboards. Without this, I believe you cannot create any of your dashboards, which will be very basic. These are quite advanced things which you can learn very easily and give your dashboards or reports a wonderful feeling for the users. Thank you very much. Hope you have liked this. Please share with your friends, your colleagues, so that they can also learn something new. Thank you very much.